This is a car with no buts. If the price is right, this could well be. Ladies and gentlemen, it's back. Welcome to the second coming, the second reckoning, the return of the prodigal son, the Skoda Kaylak. Because of course, this is basically the new Polo that you and me and me and you and you and me and me and you and basically everyone have been waiting for years to make a comeback. The same 1-litre TSI engine, the same solid German MQB A0 platform, basically the same price, but of course a different badge, Skoda, and that's actually the last but you'll hear, because if Skoda is anything, it is clever. And cleverly they've taken the switches, controls and surfaces, a lot of them at least, from bigger, more expensive Skodas like the Kushaq. This interior overall is actually very similar in layout to the Kushaq. It gets a 10-inch screen on this top-end variant and the Signature Plus variant. This 10-inch screen, even though it's the same size as the Kushaq, is actually running a newer, nicer to use operating system than the one in the Kushaq. There's also an electric sunroof, there's a wireless charger, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And of course, this being a German, there's bottle holders in every single door. The design language is actually something that's never been seen before on any Skoda here in India. It's part of their modern, solid philosophy, and those just seem like two extremely vague words. But what that basically means is that there's a small LED strip on the top and the main headlamp beams below it and just a nice clean grille at the front. This car, except for that horrible black plastic between the taillights, is actually really grown up and mature. Thanks to its long wheelbase and the scooped out roof, grown and mature adults can actually get pretty comfortable back here. I'm 5 feet 11 inches, the driver's seat is adjusted to my driving position. I have about an inch of knee room. I can also tuck my feet underneath the front seat. Headroom is plenty. I have an armrest back here, only on the higher spec variants though, with 2 cup holders as well. Now seating for 2 is still very comfortable, though 3 can get a little bit tight. If you're wearing a tight shirt, top-end models get seat ventilation so the back of your shirt won't get sweaty even after long journeys. And actually, both seats are electronically adjustable, which is awesome. This is awesome. This, nobody does better than the Germans. And of course, the Kaylak, like its more expensive brothers, gets a hot stamped steel body, which means a safer, stronger chassis. The ground clearance isn't as strong as the XUV 3XO's 201mm, though 189mm isn't that bad. The boot space is par for the course too. It's 446 litres, which is of course segment leading, but that is measured up to the roof, which is a bit like measuring your sausage by the size of the packet that it came in. It is still a fairly spacious boot. It can fit, in fact, 1 large, 1 medium, 1 small suitcase as well, with some room to spare if you want to load it up to the roof. And now with the magic of editing, we're going to remove these suitcases. Phew, that was a lot of work to remove the suitcases. Anyways, that brings us on to this parcel shelf, which can actually be stored within the boot itself. Don't worry, the wipers might not look like they are from a German car. They actually work really well, and this being a Skoda, if you have put on your front wipers and you engage reverse, it automatically wipes the rear just in case. The Germans, I tell you, they think of everything, except they seem to have forgotten what a good horn sounds like. Listen to this. If there was a butt in this car, it's the horn. Tornado red, if you're wondering. You can also have one in silver, white and black. I'd actually personally pick the black, put some black rims on it and lower it, because of course, like I said, this is basically a Polo, and if the Polo was anything, it was a great car to modify, and I can't wait to see what you guys get up to with the Kaylak. Now I know I initially said I won't say but there is a but, And the but is that we can't really drive this thing today or actually even show it moving. But here's what I would have probably said if I was driving. Under the hood is the tried and tested German 1-litre TSI we've seen in the Kushaq, and it should drive pretty much the same, which means performance should be more than adequate with a pronounced rush of boost in the mid-range and a strong pull to the red line. We don't expect efficiency to be its strong point, especially compared to rivals that offer CNG and diesel, but enthusiasts, they will be very happy. Skoda has also stiffened the chassis compared to the Kushaq, allowing them to give the Kaylac a more absorbent ride, and the classic German high-speed stability should also be in the soup. Did I just say soup? I meant in the mix. There's a mix of variants on offer. 6 airbags are standard across the range, as is traction control, 3-point seat belts and headrest for everyone in the cabin, a central armrest, rear AC vents, a digital MID and more. The 7.89 lakh rupees starting price tag is of course for the bog standard classic variant, which we'd only really recommend if you just want a safe, spacious SUV with an aspirational badge on the front of it, a nice powertrain inside it, if you just want an awesome project car. A 1-litre TSI manual is just going to be perfect for that. And while the 1-litre TSI is good on its own, Castrol Edge SUV claims to offer 80% improved high-load performance. This advanced, fully synthetic engine oil is set to deliver more power and better acceleration on demand. Up next is the signature trim, which adds a bit of life to the outside with 16-inch alloy wheels, as well as on the inside with a bit more chrome in the cabin, as well as a larger 5-inch touchscreen, TPMS, steering-mounted controls, an extra pair of tweeters, and more. Pay up for Signature Plus and you get the big 10-inch touchscreen, all digital dials, as well as cruise control and paddle shifters. This would be my pick of the range. And finally, there is this. It's got everything: 17-inch rims, ventilated and electric front seats, an electric sunroof, and so much more. But wait, there's actually more to talk about as well. It gets these rubber grip pads in the cup holders, so you can basically open up your water bottle with just one hand. It's a clip on the windshield for your toll receipts, or you could of course turn it into a ball and throw it down your friend's shirt. There's a reversing camera, which is actually not great in terms of quality, but at least you know what you're backing up into. There's hard plastics pretty much everywhere. Thankfully, they're just hard. Almost in no places are they scratchy, except for all the way down here where it's expected. There's a holder for the smartphone in the rear seat pocket, which is cool, I guess. It has these really annoying touch-sensitive AC controls which just make it so hard to do such simple things. Though it does get automatic wipers and headlamps on top-end variants, so then those are two simple things the car does for you in return. Speaking of simple things, it gets a cooled glove box with a removable stationery holder, which I think is really clever. And speaking of clever, there's illuminated window switches. That's about it. Hopefully by now, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that this is a car with no buts. Of course, there is a potential but, which is the full price list. But Skoda assures us that this will be priced toe-to-toe with rivals, spec to spec, variant to variant. So maybe there's no but there either, but we will know soon enough. Bookings open on December 2nd and deliveries start late Jan 2025. And if the price is right, this could well be the best compact SUV on the market.
New York, Berlin, London, Paris, kick so slick and threads so lavish. Never roll fake, cut to break like a habit, but if it's a stake, then